This tutorial will show you how to create a pretty straightforward toss pattern. A toss pattern is a pattern that doesn't have an obvious up and down or direction on it. So we're going to start with this little motif right here. And I've got a background rectangle here. It's 6 by 6 and it's sitting on top of a 6 by 6 artboard. The 6 by 6 is random. You can make it any rectangle proportion that you'd like. But I'm going to start by selecting the motif and grouping it. So let's select it with the selection tool. Select it and object group. So it's already grouped. But your object group, you want to make sure that that's grouped. Then we're going to reflect this. If you go to the reflection tool and hold on it and come down here, you can rip off this little tab right here so we have a reflection and rotate right here. And let's double click on the reflection, click, and then say copy. And that will make one that's facing left, one that's facing right. Then select both of them and double click on the rotation tool. And we want this to rotate at a whole bunch of various different angles. So let's say that we want it to 7 different angles. So if we put 360, that's a full all the way around, divided by 7, then we can say copy. And then Command or Control D. And so there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we have, there's 14 of these little guys sitting over here. So we'll select the selection tool now, and we're going to start in the top left corner. And we're going to build down. Here, let's move some of these around a little bit so we get some more randomness. Let's select that one. There we go. We're going to go down the left side. That'll probably be okay right there. And then we'll go along the top. Okay, let's start with that. So this one right here, we need to move all the way over. We need to move everything that's on the left side over to the right side. So we can select all of those. And then I'm going to do Command K, and this, I've got my keyboard increment set at 6 inches. That allows me to use the arrows on the keyboard to move it at exact increments. So I'm going to hold down the Option or Alt key and push right. And that will make a copy on the right side of the pattern tile. Then let's select everything along the top, hold down Option, and go down. And then we have everything on the bottom right there. So we've got our edges done. So now we just need to fill in the middle. So let's just come in here and start plugging these in. And you just move them around until there's kind of an even distribution. I'm going to move this guy, but if I move him, I need to move this guy too. So let's move those both together, and I held Shift to select both of those. So now I've got a basic toss selected. Let's move these out of the way. I need to define my pattern, and to define my pattern, I can define my pattern using the background. I've already got that 6 there. So I'm going to do Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in Back. Now I pasted it behind the cream layer, and now there's a fill with cream, so we'll fill it with none. So we have stroke none, fill none, and that's all the way in the back. Then we're going to select everything and drag it and drop it on the swatches palette. Now this is kind of a fun thing to do. We're going to test this pattern. So I'm going to make a big swatch and fill it with the pattern, and then look at it. And we look for areas that seem a little bit uncomfortable. So that feels a little bit big right here. Let's see if we can identify that place. That place is right here in the pattern. So I can select this guy. Let's move him down a little bit. Let's just move a few things, and then select everything again. And here's a trick. Click and start moving it, and then hold down Option and drag it right on top of the swatch and let go, and it will move things into place. So now you can sample everything and see it work larger. So that's how you create a simple toss so that there's not an up or down in your pattern.